Hello, hello. How's it going? Well, playoff picture is set now. Pretty much, there is still one game left, but it does not affect who Detroit plays. The winner of tomorrow's game between the um, Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams, which will be played in Arizona uh, due to the wildfires over in LA. But the winner of that game will go to Philadelphia. The Detroit Lions will be hosting Saturday at 8 p.m. the the Washington Commanders. Now, Detroit has not played the Washington Commanders this year, as everybody knows, and Detroit has Jalen um, Jalen Daniels is definitely a quarterback to be speak. Um, uh, their coach Dan Hennings was the interim coach for the Detroit Lions after Matt Patricia got fired, but could only win one game after Matt Patricia got fired. But we all know how the state that the Lions were in at that time, that moment. Um, so, so it'll be kind of like I mean, Washington Commanders are a team to be uh, reckoned with. But the Lions are going to stand tall, going to need to play one hell of a defense and one hell of a offense. Uh, this week, thus in football, I have not seen a lot of offensive play. I was unable to see the Baltimore Ravens game last night, but I've seen every other game, and I will not be able to see the Rams game tomorrow unless I watch the replay because of it being on Monday Night Football and I have to work. Fortunately, as it looks like I probably won't see the Lions game either. But the Lions are ready to take on an opponent that they have not seen this year, a quarterback that they have not seen, a rookie quarterback that doesn't really act like a rookie quarterback. Uh, and of course, you know, one thing for sure, Jalen Daniels uh, leading the Washington football team. Excuse me, I can't say Redskins anymore because that's no longer their name. But the Washington Commanders, uh, you'll get to see what comes out. And hey, how about them Packers getting their butts whipped? Kind of funny how they thought they were so damn good and could go ahead and give the Eagles a fight for run for their money, and they didn't do it. I mean, it was, and you cannot say making excuses or anything like that. Hey, the Philadelphia Eagles handily won that game. Yeah, it wasn't a great offensive battle and stuff like that, but the lead, you know, the game was never in doubt. Once it got started playing, who was gonna win? You know, Green Bay was able to tie it up for briefly, but hey, it just they just was unable to really get the job done. But as I'm looking forward to next week, I'm looking forward to see the Lions play and defeat the Washington Commanders. I mean, the Lions have kind of like a little grudge to kind of beat the Washington Commanders, because if you look at it, way back in the 80s, 90s actually, when the Lions were in the NFC Championship game previous, the one and only playoff game after they beat Dallas Cowboys. It was the Washington Redskins at the time that defeated the Detroit Lions and not kept them out of the Super Bowl. So the Lions got like a little bit of grudge to this team, if you want to say. They got to go in and take care of business. I'm not saying this is going to be an easy team to beat because hey, Washington Washington Commanders are not the team that they were last year. You know, they're a team that has been very has changed, has grown, and has really uh, I mean, one thing they knocked out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which was one of the teams that defeated the Detroit Lions. I don't know if this Tampa Bay would have been able to defeat the Detroit Lions because this Tampa Bay, um, they were. I don't know. There was not a lot of offense in the game. In none of these playoff games this week. So if you look at it, even Philadelphia and Ron Barkley had trouble really getting that getting their offense going. And well, if you look at probably Houston Texans were probably about the biggest match. Although I really am sorry for the because they beat the LA Chargers very easily. Um, that's one thing that Houston was able to do, just go ahead and defeat LA and just take them to the bank. It was like 32-12, if I remember right. So Houston beat the Chargers. Chargers lost to the Houston. Washington, and if you look at a lot of the history between Detroit and uh, Washington for so many years, they had the Detroit number. RFK Stadium, Washington never really lost to Detroit in RFK. After they built the new stadium, if I remember correctly, they did end up uh, defeating Washington. But so there's a lot of bad blood between the two teams, so to speak. Uh, but I think but the Lions are not. Back then, the Lions were not the team that they are now. The Lions are a team that is to be contend with, a team that knows how to um, defeat other foes and opponents. And they just, I just wish they were. I just wish they were playing on Sunday instead of Saturday. Um, that's what I would really like to see is the Lions play on Sunday instead of Saturday, just because. Hey, I know I'm going to need to. This week I had Saturday off, so that means next week I'm going to need to work Saturday. Unless there's a way I can. Hey, you know what? I got vacation time. I'm just going to go ahead and try to get off. I'm going to try to do it. If no if nobody else has it off, they got to give it to me off. If two people don't have it off, they got to give it to me off. So I'm going to try to get vacation time for next Saturday. Uh, if I can't do that, then it'll be next Friday. Try to get vacation time for next Friday, and they got to give me Saturday off. So, uh, but if if I can get, that's one thing that I really have tried to do because. Uh, but how's everybody doing? What did people think about the playoffs? Packers. I just hope to shut up the damn Packer fans because I mean, hey, Packer fans really, in the comments in the NFC North Trash Talk Division Facebook group, oh God, Packer and Viking fans, they just won't shut up. Uh, and what does this do? How fair is it to San? to LA Rams, that they kind of get, and it's the weather. You can understand why, but it's not the weather. It's the danger from the wildfires is why this move has been made. But what does this mean for, you know, because you know they no longer really have home field advantage. You know, they don't. And is the Vikings paying for tickets for them to for the Viking fans to go to Arizona? You got to look at that too. They sure as hell did for Detroit, or for the fans to get to Detroit. That helped them that much. But how does this affect the game? So and Vikings and the Lions are the only ones in the NFC North that are left as far as in the playoffs. Because of course the Bears didn't make it. Green Bay, they just they kind of backed their way into the playoffs. You lose 2 games, you lose your last 2 games, which were important games. You back your way into the playoffs, okay? I mean, yeah, you did what you had to do to secure that playoff spot. But, once you got to that playoff spot, you guys couldn't win. And that's just the way it is, Green Bay. You guys just were not good enough to win it. You know, and I think Jordan Love had like 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions. So that was something there. You know, um, I must say that the only hope that Green Bay had was that uh, the defense more or less kept them in the game. You know, Otherwise it could have really, really been a blowout. Um, if it wasn't for that strong defense that they did have. Um, but yeah, any comments, questions, concerns, please post in the chat. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream tonight. I'm for I know they announced the schedules or announced who's gonna be playing who, and and I knew that the Rams, I knew that if the Commanders won, that the Lions would be playing the Commanders right after, of course, the Packers lost, because if the Packers would have won, the Lions would have been playing the Packers. It's just and Packers didn't win. So. All right, and so Michael Longmire, a friend of mine from work, who is a Packer fan. Well, he had told me a couple weeks ago that when the game that you guys would be that the Packers would be seeing the Lions in the playoffs again. Well, yeah, you gotta no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So. But one thing the Lions need to come in and play the hell out. I know we needed this bye. I know they needed to heal up. But they got they got to come up. Hopefully things freshened up. Hopefully that rest help freshen up their recharge their battery. Hopefully they don't put them into lethargic mode or anything like that. I don't think it will. I think the team drives on energy, and I think that having that little break that they had this week, especially after the bye being from way back in the 5th week. And with all the injuries that the Lions have had, I think that this came at a time, and I think you're going to see a rejuvenized Detroit Lions. I think you're really going to see that. I think you're going to see David Montgomery come out, and he's going to be fresh. He's gonna be his batteries are gonna be recharged. Gonna help take some of the pounding that Jamar Gibbs has gotten. But hell, Jamar Gibbs was not no slacker at all. He was not a slacker at all. So that's one thing for sure. Uh, Gibbs proved that he was a contender, or is a contender. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just go ahead and look at the games that were played. Okay, so of course, the game that just got over with was the Washington Commanders defeated at Tampa Bay the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 21 to or no 23-20. Okay. Uh, Last minute field goal, ran the clock out, controlled the ball well. Uh, Green Bay lost to Philadelphia. Uh, uh, Green Bay could only muster up one touchdown, one field goal, where Philadelphia uh, got 22 points. Seemed like there was an extra point miss within there, and also if I remember right, there was a field goal also missed. So, so it was 10-22 at Philadelphia. Denver looked like they were going to start out the game being more or less a contender uh, yesterday against Buffalo, but because they started out marched it right down to force a touchdown, but that was all they were able to muster. Where the Buffalo Bills came back and actually uh, gave them 31 unanswered points. Pittsburgh dropped one, which is really no big surprise to the Baltimore Ravens, the former and the original Cleveland Browns. The Baltimore Ravens are the original Cleveland Browns. Uh, so Pittsburgh drops won 14-28. Um, Houston didn't have an answer, the Chargers had no answer for Houston because they dropped one. Chargers could only, even with Jim Harbaugh coaching them, could only muster 12 points, and Houston got 32 points. Of course, tomorrow night's game will be Minnesota at the Rams, but of course it's going to be in Arizona, which will be kind of like a neutral site if you look at it. But I think when the NFL does that, they ought to fly some of these people who had the tickets out. I think it's only fair to go ahead and fly them out to Arizona when, I mean, your team goes ahead and you're not playing at your stadium. Yeah, and of course, this ain't the first time something like that has happened because Buffalo, because of snowstorms, needed to play a couple years back in Detroit because there was so much of a bad winter when Buffalo's game. So Detroit offered Ford Field for one of their games when they were either on their bye week or away for that week or something like that. So one thing good is that the the owners kind of take care of each other. And of course that was like the week before the Thanksgiving Day game where we lost to Buffalo and Thanksgiving. So like I said, that was like 3 years ago. I think it's like 2 years ago, but that was like 3 years ago was when that happened. I'm looking for Detroit to come in and use their high power offense and just beat them 45-7. That's me. Anybody knows me. I always pick Detroit to just go ahead and open up a slobber knocker uh, on whatever team, and so I'm thinking that Detroit is going to beat the Commanders, um, 47-7. That would be awesome if they did, you know. And but in saying that, you know, I don't know how much long I probably ain't gonna stay on here too much longer. This will probably only be a half-hour show. I'll probably I'll try to come on tomorrow morning. Uh, just to go ahead and get things set up. Things should be posted more. I'm looking forward to having David Montgomery back. That really, it's really looking good at where we have David Montgomery back. So we'll have Sonic and Knuckles, not just Sonic. Not that Sonic did bad by himself. I mean, 4 touchdowns, um, something like three running touchdowns and one passing touchdown last week. Against Minnesota. So, Sonic did his job, man. He picked up the slack. Craig Reynolds helped out. Last time too. So if you look at all these, if you look at all this, even with Montgomery out, Hines really didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat at all. They just were able to go ahead and really just show people that they're still the king of the North. I mean, and even with all the wins that they have this year, I don't think they've gotten the respect they deserve from fellow NFC North fans. I just and fellow NFC North teams because football has never been a game of soft. I mean, yes, you may have flag football in the for the Pro Bowl and all that stuff, but football is not a soft game. And Lions are known for it being said that Lions are a dirty team. Well, this is a full contact collision sport that we're playing. You have some smartasses like Caleb Williams that they don't want to slide. When which you see where you're gonna get hit if you don't want to slide. Then you're basically a running back. So if you slide, yeah, then I could see some of this stuff. But yeah, when you get and if you look at it, who's gotten hurt worse from this roughness? If you look at Lions have been hurt right and left. And we're still missing. Maybe up into the Super Bowl, we're still missing Aiden Hutchinson. If he can come back during the Super Bowl, who knows? Because that was a devastating injury to him. Along with others that are out, from that defense. Broken jaws. This is not a game for the meek and weak. This is not a game where where you're going to go ahead and you get hit by the Lions. You get hit by Why do you think there's only 16 games or 17 games actually in the NFL? And it's been a fight to get more games. It's because it's such a football game is such hard on the body. It's like I've said, it's like two forces coming together and colliding. So that's why I say it's more, it's a contact sport, but more. It's a contact sport than some. And if I mean, yes, you play football, you got a chance to be there, and you see in high school, college too, just as well as you do in the pros. Um, but it's a way the game is played, and the NFL is doing what they can to protect the players, but it's other than going ahead and making it touch all the time football and play football or whatever version you want to do it. I mean, if you go ahead and you look at it, you can only use it. Equipment's only can protect you so much. Even car airbags only protect so much. Seatbelts only protect so much. So you look at the collision that you're getting out of these sports. And those concussion helmets or whatever they call it, they're called. They help out. And I think that Tua should be wearing them all the time. Because with all the concussion Tua has had, I think he should be wearing those concussion protocol. And hey, I think that maybe you might want to make them mandatory. They might want to make them mandatory for the regular season. They may not be as flashy, as shiny as other stuff as the regular helmets, but if it's going to protect the players, if it's going to protect you from concussions, you know, um, that's what the NFL has to do. Uh, I do think um, that the Lions will be able to move the ball on the Commanders better than what uh, Tampa Bay did. Uh, even though the Lions have not always been able to move the ball, and you also got to remember special teams. Khalif Raymond's he's gonna be more healthy too. I know he's been back for a couple weeks now, but Khalif Raymond's he had a week off now too after coming back, so he's gonna be back. He's gonna be healed even better. So we look at that, and but yeah, 47-7 is my prediction for the Lions to beat the Commanders. Yes, that's a tough road. That's a tough, high up there prediction. You know what? I expect a lot from the Detroit Lions. I do, and that's why I expect. That's why I predict highly. I predict. I'll go ahead and predict the team or a game a lot higher than what most people will. Um, especially because Lions are supposed to have the most potent offense there is. So yeah. Even though Commanders supposedly had opponent offense, they really couldn't do a whole lot. I mean, they were able to score 20 points, So basically only 2 touchdowns. Uh, so, but in saying that, we've been on for 30 minutes. There much other to talk about, so I am going to end up ending this show now. I will be back in the morning. Uh, I'll, I got a show in maybe 7 o'clock or something like that. I'm saying that go Lions. Uh, let's beat the Commander. Hey, 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 hey! How's it going? How's it going? So what's it? Uh, what do you think about the playoffs so far? It's very fan man. Glad I caught you before you left. Let's go get those Commanders. Yep. Oh, wow. Yep. I tell you, yeah, we got to stop Jalen Daniels though. That's one thing that yeah we. How about them Packers getting their butts whipped? Oh gosh, that was sweet as hell to see the Packers get their butt. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's smack around some Commanders. Like I was saying earlier in the show, uh, there's a lot of bad blood between the Washington franchise and the Detroit franchise. If you look at historically, Washington has done. Uh, we never beat Washington at RFK Stadium when they had RFK Stadium. Then when they built the new one, I think we did beat them like one time at their new stadium. They were also the team that went ahead and knocked us out of the NFC Championship after the Lions beat the uh, Dallas Cowboys way back when in the 90s. Yeah, I was a very young child. The Redskins beat the Lions in the NFC Championship game. I wanted playoff revenge ever since. The time is now. Hell yeah. Roar! But yeah, it's time to make them pay the piper. You know, uh, send the Commanders right out of the playoffs. Yeah, we really really got to see this. Sorry, I got to take a drink here. Yeah, I remember every time we back then, and that was back when the Packers were bad too. If Washington would go ahead and be simply cannot let a rookie quarterback walk into Ford Field without strapping them down with a loss, without stripping them. That's true. You can't do it. You know, definitely can't. Caleb Williams tried to do that. He didn't do it though. But he tried to. So yeah, and like I said, we gotta go ahead and beat them 47-7. That's what we gotta do. We just gotta beat the hell out of those Commanders. I mean, it's you know we got we gotta show the Commanders. You come to Ford Field, man. You're gonna be our bitches. I mean that's what you're gonna do. You're going to we're going to go ahead and slap you into next week, and then some. We're going to slap your asses right out of the playoffs we're just going to go ahead and, I mean, yeah, granted, and also Dan Henning. You look at Dan Henning. He was the Lions interim coach when Matt Patricia got fired. So and he could only lead us to one victory. Once Patricia got fired. Of course, he was dealing with Patricia's team. That wreck of a team that Patricia gave us and Quinn. Uh, but so Dan Quinn could Dan Quinn could only muster off a one win for us when he was interim coach after, yeah, and I think we owe him too. I think we got to kick his ass out of the playoffs. I'm I'm not sorry. I'm not going to say I'm sorry because I'm not sorry. Whenever somebody gets in the Lions' way, we got to kick their ass. We got to get them out of our way. Uh, and they're doing the same. They're do they're doing the same to us. So I mean, no matter my feelings on how, I don't care if I don't care if freaking Jim Harbaugh, former Michigan quarterback, was going up against the Lions. You know what? I'm gonna say knock that guy on his ass and knock him out. Because you go ahead and you're coming against my team trying to stop my team. Hey, you're my enemy. You are my enemy for that day. It is what it is. Just like when Stafford came in, he was not a friend. There was no way in hell that I would wear Stafford's shirt even back then when he's coming to play against my Detroit Lions. There's no way I'd wear his jersey back then because he was coming to play against. And I mean, you can't blame him for that, but because we traded him too. But I'm not gonna, I was not gonna support Stafford against the Lions. And people say, well, if Stafford would beat the Lions, well, at least you could still root for Stafford. Hell no, hell no, no. It ended. His tour of duty with the Lions ended, so he's no longer. I mean, it's just like when Cousin was playing against Minnesota. I'm sure those damn Vikings didn't really root for Cousins um, when they were when he came back to Minnesota and lost to Minnesota. No, you know when they're playing your team and trying to beat your team, well, they're not my fan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Oh gosh. Yes. Oh gosh. So it's kind of like, well, after we beat the after we beat oh the Commanders next week, then we're gonna end up hosting the either Eagles or Vikings or Rams. So either one of those three, I don't care. Either one of those three, we gotta go ahead and lay a, as Jr. used to say in wrestling, a slobber knocker on them. In other words, hit them so hard that they know you come to Detroit, you know you're gonna get knocked on your ass, basically. Yeah, you come to Detroit to try to beat my team, you know. So I don't care if it's I don't care if it's the Commanders, I don't care if it's the Eagles, I don't care if it's the Rams, I don't care if it's Vikings. I don't care. I just don't care. Lions just need to knock each and every one of them. And and I also don't care. I mean, who we play in Super Bowl, whether it's the Ravens, whether it's uh, Kansas City, whether it's Josh Allen and Bills, you know, or the Texans. We gotta, once we meet them in the Super Bowl, we gotta give them a slobber knocker too. Knock them on their ass. Because Lions just need to go ahead and be dominant. It is what it is. I love having Molly, Molly whoop them. And Molly whoop is when you drag and pump hands way back before striking. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh, man. That's cool. That's cool. Yep. Yep. Oh, gosh. Teams that get in our way, our players have a way of moving them out of our way. You know, I mean, they do. They have, they have a, we have a way of moving them out of our way. It's great. And, I think the more pain we cause them, the better. You know, I'm not trying to be a sadist or anything like that. But you know what? Like I said, this is not flag football. This is not touch football. This is, this is the NFL, and this is this football is a football that is it's collision based at most. And you know what? The ones that go ahead and have the biggest collisions are the Lions right now. Just ask anybody at the beginning of the year, whenever the Lions went ahead and played them uh, at the beginning of the year when we had all our people healthy and stuff like that. You know, they'd be hurting for weeks after, and then at least losing the following game right after the Lions whooped them. And that even happened with Tampa Bay. Even though they beat us, they lost the next week because they went ahead and they got that Lions hangover. Ah, yeah, the Honolulu flu. Yeah, that's for sure. hmm I remember when they used to call the NFC Central way back when they used to call it the Black and Blue Division because we didn't have the finesse teams and stuff like that. We were the old, the NFC Central uh, was the old Black and Blue Division that went ahead and you know everything was pound, 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 run, run, run. Uh, you had your receivers, but you didn't have later on things changed to more gimmicks and stuff like that. But it was a base where uh, you knew you knew that you were gonna get ass whipping if you went on the field against some of these guys. You know, and that's great. That's oh boy, man. Man, we're just two games. We gotta win two more games, three more, then we have accomplished everything. The Lions need to win their next three games. They win their next three games, then that means they're Super Bowl champs. You know, and you look at, I mean, You look at those quarterbacks in the AFC. Woo, doggy. I, you got uh, C.J. Strauss. You got freaking Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. Well, you know what? I just need to go ahead and whichever one of those ones we play in the playoffs, just need to go in there and take care of business. That's what we got to do. Just go in there and take care of business. That's definitely what needs to happen. Uh, because hey, there's you look at a lot of those talent, a lot of those, but we got our quarterback too, which is Jared Goff. So and he got some pretty decent numbers too. Got some pretty good numbers too. So it's not, uh, and we lines get clicking, and you know what? It can stop the other people from ticking. All right, bad joke, but you know what? It is what it is. I gotta come up with jokes when I can. But you know what? Um, time. Oh God, talking about dating myself. Sure. I was, right now, and if you take a look at the lines, you really gotta say they're kind of like the Timex. They take a licking and they keep on ticking. If you look at all the injuries the Lions have had, they took that darn licking. They, but it didn't stop them. It didn't stop them from working and getting the job done. You know, and and also just like I mean, I have used this in the past too. They gotta be just like Nike. Just do it. Just get in there and win the freaking game. Just and we owe Josh Allen one too. If we meet him in the Super Bowl, we owe him one. You know, we gotta get him back. That's just something we gotta do. Lions just gotta get Josh Allen back. It's Josh Allen. Made us kind of look. We wasn't really able to stop him that much in that. But we gotta get Josh Allen back in the. We get him in Super Bowl. We also owe Lamar Jackson one too. I mean, and still got yeah. Even if that, yeah, so, all right. But it's man. Oh shoot! I cannot believe when they said that the damn game's gonna be on Saturday. I gotta try. I'm gonna try to get it off, get Friday off. I'm gonna try. I'm I'm if I can get Friday off, then I automatically get Saturday off. So because I gotta see the game live. Oh gosh, I got you. So my supervisor Monday morning, Monday when I go in, I gotta give him a vacation slip for Friday, and I got enough vacation. So if there's nobody else, if they don't got two people that have it off, it's just tough, tough, tough. You know. I'll go in there tomorrow and say, here, hey, I gotta do it. I mean, it's something I gotta do. I mean, hey, I gotta see my Lions play. I mean, it's like, and I mean, if people know me, I don't call into work. It's not, it's not who I am. You know, uh, but I'll use a vacation day. You know, man. Okay. Yeah, yep. But if we win the damn thing, we are going to the parade. Hell yeah! Hell yeah, we are going to that parade. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. We are, I mean, it's, yeah, I'm going to, yeah, yeah, I'm going to go. I got a good car now. So, yeah, man, definitely, definitely. Wow. But we need you used the wrong terminology when we win. When we win. Not if we win. When we win. Okay? That's the thing. When we win the Super Bowl. You know. Not if, when. You know. But yeah, definitely for sure. Oh wow. Oh man. One thing for sure, at least next week's games will be after this week. It's the last Saturday games of the year because then you got the NFC playoffs and then the NFC AFC playoffs after or NFC AFC championship games after this week, and both of those will be on Sunday. Then of course Super Bowl Sunday. So which will be you get that couple weeks of or you got a week off in between the Super Bowl and which is gonna give a good chance for Aiden Hutchinson to be there in the Super Bowl. And can you imagine how much energy having him back is going to add to that? You know, I mean, he comes on that field. If he even dresses, if he even, you know, if he dresses, how much energy having Aiden Hutchinson at that Super Bowl will be. That's God, man. I and anybody else who we might get off IR in that time too. You know, I mean, wow. God. And can you imagine the city of Detroit? Can you imagine the state of Michigan, as well as the state of Ohio, of Hawaii too? You know, I mean, you would have two states that will be so proud when the Lions win the Super Bowl, because you have the state of Michigan and also the state of Hawaii that's going to be prouder than hell, and also the other people that are all, and I know you're one of them, that's scattered throughout the country. You know, uh, and why I say the state of Hawaii is because, of course, Honolulu Blue, you know, they're the second, biggest Lions fans around as far as they, well, at least they used to be. Uh, wow. But in saying that, I do really need to get some rest tonight. I am going to be back on. It was really nice. It was really great talking to you. It was really great. But yeah, yeah, Hawaii. Yeah, and yeah, there are people from Ohio too. and our Michigan, our Lion fans too. But I've kind of built. I mean, if I was the NFL and the Lions play the Ravens, I would build it this way. All right, I would say the original Cleveland Browns. And of course, they're the Baltimore Ravens. But they're the original Cleveland Browns of Baltimore. Take on the Detroit Lions, to the oldest franchises in the NFL. I would definitely bill it as that because if the Lions and the Ravens meet in the Super Bowl, you know, hey, ah, God. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? 313 New Breed. How's it going? Yep. Man, are you ready to get some revenge on the Washington football team for knocking us out of the NFC Championship game way, way, way back when? I am. I'm ready. I'm ready to get that revenge on those darn Washington football team. And I'm sure you remember when Washington was so was so um, popular, so good that they would beat us almost every year in RK Stadium. Of course, most of the time we would play in RK Stadium at their just kind of they were kind of like Dallas back then. We always play you know the cow bitches or cowboy in Dallas. It was like we always used to play Washington at Washington. You know. Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty well tired. My whole family. My family's been dealing with colds. Wife got sick. I'm getting over being sick, but yeah. But you know what? I'm about ready to knock the. I'm about ready to see the Commanders get knocked on their ass. That's what I want to see. The Commanders. I want to see the Commanders get knocked on their ass. I mean that's. Oh, it sure as hell is. I mean it's. I mean, you know, uh, we had to shut down one of our lines at work because last week, and shoot, I mean they made me my. Uh, oh, sorry to hear that. I'm getting over mine now. It's just I still got the darn cough, and it was weird. I had just gotten rid of the cough, uh, but I got the cough back and that, uh, and I still get the coughing like crazy sometimes. But I mean it's. Oh God, there was a couple weekends ago. Oh my gosh, uh, right after, right before the New Year, basically, right after Christmas. when we had to go back to work. I made it, through almost the whole day, but I needed to go. And everybody could tell how sick I was. It was like, uh, and then I got like 3 days, 3 days off, 3 days off from work because of that. But I still got 2 Michigan medical holidays left. The Packers should win. Oh gosh, talking about shutting up the Packer fans, man. Oh, those damn Packers. They got uh, it wasn't even a freaking game, man. Seeing those Packers freaking get humiliated, they're I'm so glad. Maybe I'll shut the damn fans up on social media because they were saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and beat the Philadelphia." They they were not. Oh God! As I was saying, the Packers um, backed into the playoffs of because basically once they won their playoffs, once they were sure that they were in the playoffs, they didn't win a game after that. They didn't. They ended up the Packers ended up losing their you know, last two regular season games, and of course the game today. You know, uh, Packers lost to the Bears. I mean, and they still thought, the Packers lost to the Bears, and they still thought they were going to beat the Eagles. You know, the Lions just need to win 3 more games in a row. That's it. They win 3 more games in a row, they're Super Bowl champs. Win next week, win the week after, and then win the Super Bowl. All said and done. I mean, granted, you look at all the quarterbacks and all the teams over there on the AFC side. There's some damn good teams, okay? But newsflash, the Lions are a damn good team too. They are. I think the Lions. I mean, yeah, Lamar Jackson. A few years ago, or last year or something like that. He and the Ravens went ahead and they gave us one hell of a ass whipping. Okay, that's true. They did. Uh, this year, Josh Allen and the Bills proved but they still didn't beat us by much. The Bills, yeah. The Ravens a couple years ago, they beat us pretty damn good. I mean, there's just no whitewashing that. Uh, but you know what? I think we're a better team than what we were when the Ravens beat us. So uh, that's what it is. But you guys are watching Maniac Sports with Tim's Maniac. You're watching Maniac Tim with Tim's Maniac Sports. Maniac Sports YouTube. Uh, and thank everybody for coming in. And hey, anybody feel free to comment. Fortunately, I cannot see the comments from YouTube when I'm not YouTube, from Facebook when I'm live. I don't know why, but I can't see them. But those comments are appreciated too. So I don't want to. I can't even see who's sending it. So if I don't say your name, please don't think that it's something that I'm annoying you guys, because I'm not. Because I don't. These comments that I see, that you see listed, are all that I see. Of course, once I get off mine, I can look at the Facebook comments and stuff too. But yeah, but I think the Lions are gonna. I think the Lions are gonna end up. I think they got a good chance of winning a Super Bowl. I really do. Uh, you know, it's too bad. Of course, Saturday's games, you got uh, the Houston Texans go to the Kansas City Chiefs and play at Kansas City 4:30 p.m. Uh, that's on ESPN Plus, and then you have the Commanders come and play the Lions at 8 p.m. on Fox. The winner of the Vikings and the LA Rams will play the Eagles, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't see what now. I think that's on NBC and Peacock. Yeah, that's what that's on. And then last but not least, on Sunday, the Ravens will take on Buffalo, and that ought to be a hell of a game. Lamar Jackson against uh, Josh Allen at Buffalo. You look at those. That ought to be one hell of a game. Um, I think so. But in saying that, thanks everybody. Thank you, Detroit Fan Man, for all the comments that you given me. Thank you for also thank you, Steve 313 New Breed. Thanks to anybody else who checked out the stream that really didn't comment. I do appreciate that. I appreciate everybody checking out my stream. Um, I'm going to try to be back again Monday morning, uh, at least for a while. But so, in saying that, you guys all have a great night. This is Maniac Tim with Maniac Sports, signing off. Every viewership is appreciated. Anybody wants to come on here in a future, we will, or I will, look at getting people on here as guests that want to be on, definitely. Um, if somebody wants to talk about your team, if they're in the playoffs, I know I know one guy at work. He's a Buffalo Bills fan. I'm going to try to get him on to talk about the Ravens coming to see it. Yeah. But this is Maniac Tim with Maniac Sports signing off. Everybody have a great night. And you guys be strong. See you guys tomorrow. And I hope anybody who's sick, I hope you guys get better, get well. Because it's serious. That stuff out there, it's really easy to get sick right now.